Namaste, guys. ChristianRLong, Life Enhancement Consulting, giving you big and beautiful shout out on this Friday evening here in Denver, Colorado. It is 6 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time. We're jumping on for our daily dose of growth. Challenge is designed to grow your soul and help you become a better person, which is our specialization. So welcome. I just finished a class with one of the Master Pranic Healers. It was great. Took a decent amount of notes. It was very throat chakra, very ajna chakra, planning, organizing. Karen, namaste, brownie point for you. And it was good. It's good. I'm looking forward to reviewing my notes, following through on those notes, because as she said, where people lack in moving their lives forward is taking action. Just like the show from the late 80s, early 90s, Action Jackson with Carl Weathers. So, this is us jumping on. Brandy, namaste. Thank you for your sweet text, by the way. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're on the stream, and I appreciate the birthday blessings. I don't know if I got back to you or not. I'm not sure if I got back to you. A lot of messages binging around in my head. Chrissy, namaste. Welcome. So basically, when we jump on these evening streams, we say, I did it, I didn't do it, we did it, we didn't do it. So you take ownership and responsibility and accountability for the challenge. And you go, well, Christian, I don't even know what the challenge was. That's okay. Then you didn't do it. Tina, namaste. Good job, Chrissy. You did it. Congratulations. So through that process of the challenge 32, which was to identify your sun sign, your ascending sign, and your moon sign, and what are the properties of each of those aspects. Jose, namaste. Good job, Karen. You did it, girl. Joanna did it as well. Excelente. That means excellent for those of you who don't speak Spanish. So, what was your feedback? Good job, Tina. You and Elena did it. Nice. Good. Good. What is your feedback from doing it? So yes, some of you already knew the three signs. You already knew what your sun sign was, you already knew what your ascending sign was, and you already knew what your moon sign was. But through the process of studying those, what did you learn about yourself? And it's actually very interesting. I'll share this in a minute. I'll give you guys a second to add your comments in. Got to hydrate myself. It's been one of those needing to hydrate kind of days. Mani has been crapped out most of the day. She's been kind of go over, eats a little bit of spinach, drinks a little bit of water, does a couple bounces in the house, and then crashes. And then she wakes up 30 minutes later, repeats the same thing, and then crashes. So right now she's crashed. She's has a favorite spot in the house that she just... Bunnies have this weird thing. You can actually go online and see it, that if there's some kind of like little platform, like a little plate that you just put on the ground, they'll go near the plate and then just fall, like they're laying down on their sides. Lori, namaste. So she does that at this part of the end of the couch, in between the couch and the table. It's really funny. So Karen says, my mom is not exactly sure about the time I was born, so it's a guess. Usually if you're within 15 minutes, that's good. So let's say she's like, you were born at 7 o'clock in the morning and you were actually born at 6:50 in the morning, or you were born 7:10 in the morning. Within 15 minutes is usually pretty good. Lori, you did it. Excellent. What did you learn? About your sun sign, your ascending sign, and your moon sign? So Chrissy says, Taurus, Cancer, Taurus. Interesting. Reading, they were right on. So interesting. Good. Excellent. Very, very good. Steady as a rock. That's why you pretty much are consistent with being on the streams. That's a function of an earth sign. Good. What else? What other awareness did you guys get doing today's challenge? Capricorn, Pisces, Capricorn. The old double. So Chrissy's Taurus, Cancer, Taurus. Lori's Capricorn, Pisces, and Capricorn. That is Pisces, right? That's not pieces like Reese's Pieces. Just making sure. I don't want to make any assumptions. So Karen says, I always go with noon. That's what she said, but I don't count on that. Mom, why can't you give me the right time? I remember calling up and getting it from my mom. She goes, "Yeah, you were born at 6:30 in the evening." Said it pretty clearly to the point. So I was like, all right, fair enough. Amy Gant, Atma Namaste. Thank you, by the way, for the birthday wishes and sweetness. I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm trying to get back to everybody within the next couple days who reached out and said, "Happy birthday, homeboy," turning the big 40. So Joanna says, "I enjoyed doing it very much, and I learned that what it states about me fits me of who I am very well. Having an Aquarius sun and ascendant, I do love people, want to help the world, and a huge humanitarian." Right. That's one of the qualities of Aquarius is humanitarian. The moon sign in Taurus, and that truly fits me as well. Excellent. Lori says, mostly I felt they were spot on a couple things. I would say maybe not. Good. That's discernment. Excellent. So Karen says, Sun Virgo, Moon Capricorn, Ascending Scorpio. We both have the same ascending sign. Well, that explains something. Okay, good. What else? What other insights did you guys get, right? One part of the insight or awareness is what your signs are. The other part is the properties connected to that sign. So you having this sun sign means what for your life? You having this ascending sign means what for your life? You having this moon sign means what for your life? What specific or general understandings did you guys get about that? Again, you're writing this in your challenge journal. Challenge number 32 was X, Y, and Z. My awareness was this, and this. Moving forward, I could share funny stories about that. Anyways, moving forward, this is what I plan on doing. So, okay. So Aries moon, interesting. My moon is also Aries. Gemini ascendant, Aquarius sun. I haven't met an Aquarius I don't love, and I haven't met a Sagittarian sun sign that I haven't loved. Interesting. I tend to get along really, really well with air signs. Aquarius, Gemini. Who's the other weirdo? The other weirdo air sign. Why am I drawing a complete blank? Guys, help me out with the third air sign. Aquarius, Gemini, Capricorn? Why am I forgetting the third air sign? Anyways, Foguni, Atma Namaste. Good to have you on. Most was right, done was not, at least I felt not. I don't know what that means. Sorry, Tina. Juliana, Libra, bringing the heat. So Gemini sun, Libra, did I miss a quote or miss a comment? Libra what? I'm Ariel, right? Oh, for sure. Grounding, very important. Libra, so Gemini sun, Libra ascending, and moon. What's your moon? I feel like I paused there, but I really didn't. Libra is the third. Oh, Libra. Oh, there's a lag time. That's why I missed it. There's a 15 or 20 second lag time. So I'll say something and then sometimes forget. Wait a minute. People are answering a question from 20 seconds ago. Got it. Thank you, Juliana. I appreciate you. Suresh, bringing the heat that you couldn't think of. True. Good. Okay. What else? That is what it stated about compatible signs that you get along well with them. Very good. Excellent. That a boy Suresh did it. The man is consistent like a juggernaut. Suresh, you've only missed one challenge. Is that correct? Of the 32 challenges, you've only missed one challenge. Is that correct? I think you might have missed like the first week or something. One challenge in the first week. Anything else that you guys want to add? Sun sign, Gemini. Oh, snap. That's right. Ascending sign, Aquarius. Very good. Okay. Moon sign, Libra. Okay. Good awareness. Okay. So, my apologies. I've just been busy today. It seems to be the theme on this full moon. So my apologies for not looking up the qualities of the moon sign. But as I understand it from the teachings in pranic healing and Arhatic yoga, The sun cycle, or your sun sign, right? So my sun sign is a Gemini. So the day that you're born, where you're born, all that, that determines your sun sign. My sun sign is Gemini. And that is the sign that you have come into this incarnation already having a high degree of mastery over. Mastering some of the qualities of that sign. The ascending sign, which my ascending sign is Scorpio, the ascending sign is the thing that you're working on in this incarnation. It's like, not like an Achilles heel, but it's some weakness that you have to learn certain lessons that tend to be rather severe in order to advance your soul. And then the moon sign, it's just one of those things. I have a lot of information in my noggin, and that's just one of those things I can't remember clearly, and I don't want to give you misinformation. But those of you who did the challenge, studied the sun, the ascending, and the moon, you probably have a pretty good idea of the moon, what the moon cycle or sign is for. Okay? You missed 2 challenges, one in the beginning and one towards the end. Okay. So Karen says, when is your birthday, Suresh? Did you want clowns for your birthday too? Oh, snap. Karen's bringing the heat. Bringing the clowny heat. So your sun cycle is your sun sign is what you've already become good at. Your ascending sign is what you have to work on in this incarnation. It's like a challenge or a trial. And then your moon sign is, my apologies for drawing a blank, that meditation with Master Co was very powerful. Yes, the full moon meditation with Master Co today was very powerful. I really left my body and jerked back into it, which doesn't happen very often. So it was a great experience. Did the storing the energy, did mental physics, really physicalized the energy, took a salt bath, disconnected cut cords, felt as shiny and bright as a new baby clam. It was amazing. So super grateful. For those of you who do not know, if you go to pranichealing.com, the full moon of Gemini, the full moon of Goodwill is on there, and it'll be available for at least a week. So you can do that meditation. It's recommended not to do it more than 2 times per day because it's a lot of energy. Okay, so the energies of, because we're talking about astrology, we just are celebrating today, June 5th. We're celebrating the peak of the full moon of Gemini, which is the second most powerful full moon of the entire year. Full moon of Taurus is the most powerful, which was last month. The full moon of Gemini, all full moons, the energy gets really good the 2 days before. It heightens at the peak of the full moon, and then it's good for 2 days after. So you have a good 5 days of mojo, good strong energies that you can harness and use to become a better person. Elena and you did it those afternoon. Yeah, that's my girl. Get it, Elena. And I did it. I should have taken a salt bath. I just did a salt bath. I typically don't take salt baths in the middle of the day, but I was feeling a little bit heavy, a little bit congested. And so rather than doing healing on myself in the pranic healing sense, I just filled up the tub with hot water, had my oils, had my salt, blessed it, consecrated it, threw it into the water, mixed it up, submerged my body for 20 minutes. Felt really good. There's also an eclipse 12:54 a.m. Eclipse of the heart. Eclipse of the heart. So this is a really good time to do our spiritual practices. Lots and lots of energies, okay? Which has been affecting a lot of electronics for people, I've noticed. So, full moon of Gemini, communication. By the way, electronics vibrate in between the emotional body and the mental body, in between the emotional plane where we have our feelings and in between the mental plane where we have our thoughts. So have you ever noticed when you have negative thoughts and feelings towards your electronics, it tends to make them even worse? Have you ever noticed that? I've used enough technology, given enough presentations, and I unequivocally know that to be the case. If I'm agitated while trying to work with electronics, the electronics slow down to a grinding halt. Clean the energy of the electronics, bless it, activate my heart. The electronics work really well. I'm super heavy, that's why I should have. Yes. So when you're super heavy, when you're heavy for meditation, right? You do more physical exercises, you do more blessing Mother Earth, blessing your projects, blessing friends and family members, blessing things that are important to you. Apparently that's important to me right now. Bless. So you release the excess energy. And you might think, oh, I'll just bless for 30 seconds and that's enough. No, you probably need to bless for a good 5 minutes, right? Beware the heart, beware the crown, beware the item you're blessing, and imagine the energy flowing out of your hands. So Christy says, my electronics have been a hot mess this week. Yeah. The full moon, this full moon particularly, is getting everyone jacked up, especially their electronics. I know it sounds woo-woo. I know it sounds new age. I know it sounds, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. How can the energy of a certain full moon affect electronics on the planet? I get it. It's okay. It just is what it is, okay? Because you have to have certain understanding. Which actually brings me to a very interesting conversation that you have people that go, well, I don't believe in God. We're kind of getting off topic, but they say, I don't believe in God. And it's because they have a certain preconceived idea of who and what God is, and then they're not open and receptive to understanding the higher levels of truth to what God actually is. So if the person's unwilling to see from a higher viewpoint, you're wasting your time. There's this weird tendency that we have, myself included. I've let go of this tendency over the past several years, but we have this tendency to want to persuade people who are unwilling and unable to be persuaded. You ever notice that? Marcella, namaste. One of my awesome social media peeps, always giving shout outs and love. Yes, solar flares also affect electronics. Exactly. So never get into debate with people, and we covered this actually during the Daily Dose of Light, Love, and Power. Never get into a debate with people who aren't open and receptive. So one of the best questions you can ever ask somebody if you're going into that kind of conversation is, what would it take, what proof would you need to see to change your mind? Right? What would you need to see? What proof would you need to see to change your mind? And if they go, I don't know, you're dead in the water. You're wasting your breath. So don't even bother engaging somebody like that. But if they said, well, the way to prove God to me is show me. Show me God right now. So that question of show me God right now is an indicator at that person's level of understanding of something that is infinite and unbounded and unlimited. Right? They're like, show me God in a form. Right? Namaste, Marcella. Show me God in a form. That's where they're misunderstanding it. God is all things. So God is the form and formless. But if the person isn't ready, willing, and able to change their viewpoint to understand from a higher level, then it's not going to happen. Right? That goes back to the conversation, yesterday's challenge number 31 on miracles. If you understand what's actually happening in the inner world when a miracle takes place, it's not as mystical and as confusing as you once thought. Because if you understand inner laws, inner sciences that the majority of the world doesn't understand, you can look at how somebody can walk again, not being able to walk, how somebody can see again who was originally blind, how somebody can have a wound miraculously healed. Here's an interesting thing that some of you may not know. So many years ago, there were pranic healers that were working directly with Master Choa to perform a certain technique to do one of two things. One, they would create, and doctors were doing this, it wasn't ordinary people, but doctors were doing this, where they would create an incision, a deep wound in somebody's arm, and then obviously an advanced pranic healer would seal the wound on stage live, right? So they would, bring out a scalpel. They would create a big incision. There would be blood. There would be pain, and then within a few seconds, they could see in real time the wound closing, sealing up, the blood stopping, and the pain going away. It's called instantaneous healing of a wound, right? It's in the pranic healing book, instantaneous healing of a wound. So people were doing that, and the people sitting in the audience were like, that's the most amazing thing that I've ever seen. So what was that for them? that was a miracle. But for the advanced pranic healer who understands the inner laws, inner sciences, inner teachings, he's just following a protocol that creates the effect. So people were, a friend of mine actually was taking it to the next level, and he was using a miniature butane torch. Do you know what kind of damage a miniature butane torch can do on somebody's arm? Right? Not good. But surprise, surprise, somebody would volunteer. There would be a doctor in the room to monitor. The person would have the technique done. I think even he did it to himself once or twice, and then instantaneous healing. The flesh was restored and healed. But interestingly enough, Master Choa heard that more and more people were doing the instantaneous healing of a fresh wound, and he asked them to stop doing it. Why? He goes, number one, we've proven that it works. It's happened enough time on stage. We've proven that it works, and people are going to start having not so good perceptions about pranic healing because they're going to think it's cultish. They're going to think all these strange, weird things that you go to a healing clinic, or you go to a meditation class, or you go to a healing class, and they're going to poke you, they're going to stick you, they're going to burn you, they're going to cut you, right? So Master says we have to stop doing that practice because of the perception of the public, right? Because the public doesn't know the inner teachings, inner sciences, and inner laws that are at play to produce a miraculous healing. True or not true? Is that making sense? It's a fascinating topic. So Suresh says, also off topic for a bit. You mentioned the divine plan earlier. Today, Master Hector said that MCK said the divine plan is to produce holy masters on this earth, but we are barely making arhats. Ah, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So many, many years ago, one of the pranic healing masters in a full moon meditation said the divine plan is, we don't understand the divine plan, but the divine plan as we understand it is to evolve, right? The divine plan is evolution, and that is a study in and of itself. So Suresh is saying, one of the masters in pranic healing was saying, the divine plan is to produce holy masters on this earth. And a holy master is more advanced than a saint. And as I understand it from Master Choa, the difference between a arhat, a saint, an arhat is a saint in Buddhism, an arhat and a holy master, the difference is that of a child to an adult in development. That gives you a pretty amazing understanding of the degree of development of a holy master, right? It's pretty amazing, yeah? Because how close are we to being saints? So if saints are children compared to holy masters, what are we compared to holy masters? Right? Pretty fascinating. So yeah, we have a lot of work ahead of us, a tremendous amount of work ahead of us. So one of the masters said a couple years ago at one of the retreats that we are the nannies for the future saints. We are the nannies for the future saints. So we have to be good people that have good thoughts, good speech, good actions, are good examples for the upcoming saints, the very, very advanced souls that are born into little bodies. And we have to do our very best to take care of them, to nurture them, and to make sure they stay on their path. Because you can be a saint and still get off your path, right? You still need influence, the right influence, to keep you on the path. In most cases, even for saints as I understand it. So Joanna says, actually it happened to me. I burnt my palm and my hand on cast iron fan and pranic healing was used. The burning was gone and no blisters. I came home that night and even did the dishes. The entire palm sizzled. That is how bad it burnt. Wow. That's amazing. I have many, many stories of burns for myself, burns for other people. One of my, it's not a favorite story, it's a good testimonial, but I don't like to celebrate my son being in pain. But one time my son, who was about 7 years old at the time, we were running around the house and he went behind a door and I closed the door and his fingers got caught in the door. So you can imagine how much that would hurt. His fingers got caught in the door and the pressure on the door was so much that it created an instantaneous wart on his hand because it compressed the skin together so quickly. And so, knowing what I know about pranic healing, he was screaming at the top of his lungs. I grabbed his hand. I started applying a certain technique, and his screams went from blood-curdling screams, and within 10 seconds, the screams went down like this, complete silence. He stopped crying, and all the pain went away. That was in about 10 to 15 seconds. Because I've been trained in advanced pranic healing protocols to help in those times of need. Blessings of God, blessings of the teacher, blessings of the healing angels to make that happen. But think about that, having your little tiny 7-year-old fingers slammed in a door in the doorway, what that would feel like, and then to have no pain in 15 seconds, it's pretty miraculous. Miraculous, right? And there's no placebo effect, right? My son can't connect to the placebo effect because I wasn't doing anything to trick him, or I wasn't giving him auto-suggestion. I was just saying, let daddy work on you. Bam, 15 seconds later, everything done. Crying, everything stopped. I was like, that's pretty miraculous, right? But I was using inner laws, inner sciences to help him. From the outside world, somebody will look at it and go, that's a miraculous healing. Is it still miraculous if you know how it's done? It's kind of like looking at a magic trick. If you look at a magic trick, you go, wow, that's amazing. I've never seen anything like that before. And then you have the magician show you how they did the magic trick, and you're like, it's not as amazing anymore now that I know how you did it. But when you realize how much time, money, and energy went into that magician practicing that skill to make it look like it was a true magical thing, that's kind of magical, right? I think it was Michelangelo who said about the David, if people understood how they wouldn't think David would be as amazing if they knew how much work I had to put into it. Something like that, right? People look at the proportions of the David, and from standing and looking up, the proportions are perfect. And he had to make the head bigger than normal, the hands bigger than normal, the arms had to be weirdly proportioned, so it looked proportionate when you're looking up at it. But he had to spend 20 plus years perfecting his skill set. So don't you think anyone would be really good at something practicing it for 20 years, right? But people go, wow, that's amazing, because they think it's an overnight success. But that person took 20 plus years to develop the skill to make that look proportionate, and to make it look beautiful, and to make it aesthetically pleasing, right? So we look at a miraculous healing, but if we understand all the training and the skill that goes into that, maybe it's not so miraculous. Make sense? Yes? No? Yes? No? Yes? Maybe? So that's our challenge for today, guys. Challenge number 32, to identify our sun sign, our ascending sign, and our moon sign, and then the properties of each and how they affect our lives. Very interesting, right? God, it's hot in here. I gotta turn the AC on. Anyways, that's our report for today. Join us tomorrow for another challenge number 33. It'll be interesting, it'll be fun, it'll be inspiring. Andrew, namaste. You're late to the party, but it's good to have you on. Hopefully you can watch the replay and get some value out of the recording. And I look forward to connecting with you guys very, very soon. Joanna says yes. Tina says yes. For those of you who need healing, feel free to reach out to me directly on my website, ChristianRLong.com, where I look forward to serving you, transforming you, helping you move your life forward. And if you got value out of this stream, please share it on your personal and professional Facebook page, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you hang your hat in the digital world. Much appreciated. May the good karma come back to you and your family many, 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 many times. So that's it, guys. Thank you very, very much. This is Christian Long, Life Enhancement Consultant, wishing you a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and a beautiful life. Atma, namaste. Bye-bye.